What's up, nerds? Welcome to SpeedGaming 2 for this race in the Link to the Past Randomizer Casual Boots Tournament. We got some semi-final action for you, featuring Jesse, RadicalSniper99 on your left, and Kaede Rukawa on your right. This is game one of this semi-final series between them. My name is Tyler Salt, joined in the booth by Dapper Wormman. Dapper, how are you?
I am doing great. It's Casual Boots. It's a great time, and we are joined on tracking today by Lady Lorlinda. Thank you so much for tracking. Keeping us already. We see we got a sword and we got boots tracked, so we're good to go on our end. And yeah, this is semifinals, the round before the final round. These runners have been playing for the last 2 months or so. They came out of groups in number 1 or 2. They got through 3 or 4 rounds of brackets, and here we are. For those of you who don't know about Casual Boots, where have you been the last week? It's been the league mode. We've got one more day for you.
So a little bit of history as our runners are going to get ready to go here in just a moment. For this tournament, Kaede Rukawa was the number 1 overall seed in brackets for the tournament, defeated Nightclaw, In the Name of DT, Trinex, and Ravis on his way here to this semifinal. Jesse, on the other hand, the 45th overall seed, had to play an extra round here. It beat Freddy, and then Telethar, Maniacal, Tabby Cat, and Thelane to make it here. The Ticknaldo waits in the other semifinal along with the winner of Game 3 between Koi and Rob J. Beasley. So that's who we've got left here in the Casual Boots tournament, and look forward to seeing how this series shakes out as we get a Moon Pearl from the Secret Passage chest.
Yeah, nothing in the first 2 checks, but we definitely got that important Moon Pearl. Gonna need that today. And we did get 1 map check on Kaede's side. I think we saw a couple crystals and 1 pendant here in the light world. And one of those was red. I've forgotten which one it was.
Nustria says in chat that it is EP. Eastern Palace is a red crystal today.
You can see how forgetful I am. It's only 1:22 in. We had 1 map check, and I couldn't even remember which crystal was red.
Listen, map checks are hard, okay?
I mean, Kaede's was really fast. I've seen some slow map checks, which I appreciate as a commentator, and as a runner, I like my map checks fast and quick.
I'd like to point out a little thing in there. This is something that I learned from Kwong back in the day, where in Casual Boots, once you jump off that ledge in the first big basement room in the front of Escape, if you go and you move towards the next screen transition for the screen with the guards and the statues, Jesse did this and Kaede didn't. That bridge is like 2 tiles wide, and if you transition on the left one, you can get a really nice dash line to get past that first guard and all the way down to the bottom of that platform, as opposed to getting a nice a shorter dash, which I think is even less than 5 tiles, and so it's not a great dash. And then you have to kind of maneuver between the pots, and you end up moving a little bit slower. So I like that dash on the left side from Jesse. But Kaede's made up some time as we get a bow in Zelda Style. Any Eastern rushers in the house?
Yeah, I used to like that start too. I think you aggro the blue guard if you get a little too close, so that's a little tricky. Sometimes can get away from you, but bow is very nice, and we know on one side of the screen it is a crystal, and both runners not having any trouble at all with the ball and chain card. Easily the hardest boss in the game.
Oh yeah.
And Jesse's stream has finally caught up. Had a little snag there, but they're pretty much in the same room. That's the room you're talking about right there with the...
Yes, correct, yeah.
Yeah. And then, dashing through map room. I like to walk.
I usually walk too, but Jesse's better than me, so maybe I should be dashing.
Yeah. And Kaede's better than me, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if we get maybe a lamp or a fire rod or some other thing that's going to make Eastern a little bit better as we get the rarely seen bonk right there in front of the garage door. I think Jesse canceled or was over too far to the left there. So tisk tisk, Jesse.
Oh, man.
I'm going to criticize every little thing from my ivory tower over here.
Get back in the practice hack, Jesse. Get our necessary key here.
And can we get key dash? 2 key dashes. Oh yeah, love to see it. These, I mean, you know, we said how far these runners have come through. All the runners they've had to beat. You know, Jesse went 5-1 in groups. Kaede went 6-0. Like they know what they're doing. They are top tier executioners.
Top tier executioners.
I'm not a top tier wordsmith. I just speak good sometime. Their execution is top tier. How's that?
Sure, there you go.
Have we seen a map? Are we top tier item counters yet? I've not seen a map, I don't think.
I have not seen a map. We'll find out.
We remember the bow. We remember the moon pearl. So we'll see if either of these guys can remember they didn't see a map. Even though we had a map check. So map check from Kaede, and still basically, you know, room for room here with Jesse, who's going to have to do a quick map check when he gets out. Love to see that cutscene in the low 5 ones. And
I guess we did see the map.
All right, must have been focusing on something else at the time. I'm glad both runners were counting their items. And yeah, we're just going right over here to Bonk Rocks. Going to do some typical openings, and then we'll see if it gets a little bit different from there.
Yeah, I think even with the bow, I'm not rushing Eastern before CAC or anything like that. Like I'm not a monster. I'm not Trey Spire or other CAC skippers. You're a CAC skipper sometimes.
You just gotta let the item speak to you, dude.
Yeah.
If a lamp shows up, I'm almost definitely going into Kakariko. But if like a Mire shows up, I'm gonna wait to maybe, you know, do Pod and Eastern together. So
yeah. Oh, we got 20 rupees from the bush crab. That's nice. A little extra spending money early on in this seed.
Yeah, that's going to make... I mean, there's 3 or 4 places that are easy to get those bush crabs from. You know, right by the swamp and stuff like that. Excuse me, the dam, the light bulb swamp, if you will.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of opportunities to just farm up any money you need.
Another one right here in the Lost Woods.
Oh, yeah. Here's
but Kaede not picking up extra money. Neither is Jesse, so we're good. All right, here's Glove 1 on the mushroom.
All right.
Are you inclined? I was gonna say, are you inclined to rush old man here?
I would be, because I would have come from the south and not checked Aga, and then
oh yeah,
or the Aga lumberjack tree, and I just
what a monster.
Yeah, maybe I've been playing too much with that new league mode I've heard about. Almost all dungeons key sanity, where there's never going to be anything on the lumberjack tree, right?
Oh, almost certainly not.
This is Kaz boots. We have the boots, so it's like almost.
Yeah, you're one
almost
step
there.
You're 1 step closer to 2 steps with the starting sword. There is our map check on Jesse's side. So we are equalized now. We see Kaede has a 1-room lead or so. Just a couple seconds. Totally insurmountable. There's an ether medallion.
Nice bombs, too. Always love to have more than 3 bombs when you are in Kakariko, because then you're going to have bombs when you leave Kakariko. And you just get more of them. So if we're going to go to the well now, we're going to pay attention to who goes to the correct side of the back of the well. Who goes to the right and who goes to the incorrect left side. Because you can actually just pick up the chest from the right side and not even move over to the left, and then you just dash down. Instead of on the left, you have to actually move over to the right to get the chest.
To get this chest here,
yeah. So stay on the right. You don't even have to move left. You can just go right up from that pot.
Nice.
See, like Jesse did. There you go, and just dash down.
There you go. Hey, there we go.
Saved 2 frames there, something stupid like that.
Seed is blessed with an early OK boomerang.
There we go.
Bombos here. So we got 2 medallions early on. Kaede setting up a spin speed.
That was really nice. Didn't mess it up, so got into this chicken hut real quick. Jesse has caught up just a little bit. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was the well, but here we go. Not anything in the chicken hut today. Chicken house, but we got all the way up to 6 hearts already. Medallions, yeah, so we can actually get library, so of course we're going to check it here, maybe get something we want.
Now we'll see if anybody goes to Eastern before. Hey, Zora money. That might push me closer to doing South Shore before Eastern.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the Moon Pearl, because that will make your water walking definitely more efficient, because you won't get surprised or dunked by getting a heart refill in the waterfall.
Yeah.
Both runners done with all the Kakariko stuff sub 10 minutes. That's an excellent time.
All right, where is Kaede gonna go? Looks like Eastern. We got an Eastern rusher in the house, and Jesse's headed south. Oh no, Jesse is going east as well.
Fooled me.
All right, just some money there on Lake Hylia Island, which Jesse is gonna have to scout later.
Yes, doing Eastern first. We have that glove.
Heck yeah, this is the way to do it.
I mean, I know the safe time, I don't know how much, but it has to save time.
It definitely,
out of Saha's closet.
Yeah, the walking from Eastern to Saha is much faster than walking from Saha to Eastern. So yeah, this is definitely faster.
And you just save and quit from the back of Saha's closet. Yeah,
which is great.
The only thing that would be bad is if like Lamp was in the back.
Lamp or Fire Rod in Saha's would be not great. You know, it might be nice to have a cape or the Cane of Burna in here. Lets you do some quick swap strats shenanigans.
Yeah. That being said, I'm pretty confident that these guys know their way around those dark rooms.
Yeah, I mean they'll be fine. Yeah. I think the benefit from finding those things in Saha's closet are, I don't want to say minimal, but pretty small.
Yeah, and it's a very low chance, I would say, that one of those 2 items shows up in those 3 specific chests in Sahasrara's closet.
Agreed. So we've got 1 item out of Eastern already, the blue mail in the cannonball chest, plus a big key. So we have some 50-50 possibility here.
Ooh, do you take the 50-50 when you don't even have Dark World access? Let's just see
if there's a lamp. Yeah. All right.
So item number 2.
Items.
Will it be perfect?
I think if I'm in Eastern this early, and I get the 50-50, I am gonna check it. Or we just get all 3 items and leave. That's fine too.
Yes, and Jesse did pay attention. I'm sure Kaede paid attention too. Not that hard to count 3.
The God Eastern.
You'd love to see it. It's been quite a while since I've seen it, to be honest. Okay, getting a little bit to the right there. Firing the arrow up to get... Oh, nice use of Ether on Kaede's side. Gotta still find that
Igor,
yeah,
though. but Igor has gotten away from him a little bit.
Sure has. Now, is that the correct one, or is that another one? Yeah. Get out. Get that ferry.
Yeah, and Jesse doing the same thing, actually.
Oh, he got so he got the key, but
he did get the key, but yeah, this pot in the upper left-hand corner is sometimes just impossible to pick up.
Yeah, you actually, if you're on the highest most pixel to the right of it, you can't pick it up. So so if you come from the left, or if you just are nudging down just a little bit, if you're coming from the right.
Kaede down to 1 arrow.
With a boomerang, I like to stay very low where Kaede is, and then kill the Igor with the arrows, and then use the boomerang to get the
key.
To get the key, and you don't aggro the red Igor on the left.
Yeah.
And then you just go all the way left.
They're both green, but
well, Did I say red? I just meant the aggro. Yeah, you don't aggro that one. There we go.
Right,
Okay, and then just
go.
walk all the way left and then up.
Oh,
meanwhile, Jesse already on.
He did aggro the Igor, but
yeah, I heard
does make it through.
There we go.
Yeah. So an unfortunate setback for Kaede early, but certainly not insurmountable. But Jesse with an early lead and the first crystal.
Yeah, we'll mark that down. 14-10. Important to note here, Kaede did not die and have to start the dungeon over. So
yes, yeah. So good job handling a little bit of adversity there by Kaede, who is really honestly playing great rando right now.
Yeah. It is the end of a long work day for Kaede, I think. So, I know it's Jesse's on East Coast U.S. time, so
yeah.
maybe not quite as fresh as the day is new, but
and trash in Saha's closet. Old man is a hoarder, just keeping all of his explosive in the hearts. And
love to see it.
Nice. Okay, boom, show off there.
Yeah, I really love that. And we're not even getting the sparkle, but it's still fun to just see it hanging out there.
I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna try to do that every time now. As the community's preeminent red boomerang stan.
Would you do it with the blue boomerang? Is the real
no. Screw the blue boomerang.
Right, it doesn't go as far. You'd have to time it a lot more perfectly to get it to stay on screen. So why even try?
Any fun stories that you see just so far? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Kaede just had a bit of an adventure trying to get to Armos Knights in the back of Eastern Palace, but did make it. So still looking for Dark World access, looking for a hammer or the Titan's mitts. They're the Titan's mitts.
Yeah, we had a very traditional first 15 minutes here. We got a bow from Escape, but we did Kakariko. Both runners checked Agina. They were pretty much in lockstep there.
Neither runner has checked Agina.
Oh, I meant the Aghanim Tower Lumberjack.
Yeah.
I always get those two confused when I say them.
Agina, Aghanim, yeah. Kaede doing the proper strat in here and just using Ether, by far the fastest way to kill all 4 of those Moldorms. But now we've got mitts here. Interesting decision. Jesse and Kaede, I think both gonna do the Zora clear here, which makes a lot of sense.
I love the synchronized dashing out of very, very similar looking rooms. Just the palette was ice on one side and I guess brick on the other.
Yeah,
that was very cool.
Stone.
Yeah, whatever's inside of a mountain here or this hill, maybe these bluffs.
All right, Jesse with that water walk, gonna check out Lake Highly Island. See that is 300 rupees. And Jesse, with that water walk, we have a waterfall cave here, 10 arrows, and a piece of heart that would have dunked us without that moon pearl, or might have at least.
Yeah, I think maybe we got a piece of heart in Saha, so it might have been our third out of 4. Yeah. We have skipped Hobo. Hobo's slow. We're going to check Zora. Yeah. Zora's just expensive, but we got plenty of money to burn.
Yep. Kaede has already checked has already scouted. Nice vanilla flippers from Zora. That's great. Thank you.
You can go get those arrows or whatever was on Zora ledge now.
Oh, yeah. That was a heart container, I think.
Okay.
Is this even randomized? Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a 1 out of 216 chance. Maybe not fully 1 out of 216, but 1 out of like 200 something chance that could happen.
It's 1 out of 216 minus the number of checks that we've already done. And there is our lamp in King's Tomb. And I imagine we're headed up the mountain now.
Yeah, mountain only has a couple things, but it's a nice save and quit spawn.
It's either this or the Dam Agina, and we're already in the area here.
Oh, well, we have Dark World access. We can go to Kakariko and Villager
That's true, too. That's true, too. I forgot about that.
That
is, in fact, what we're doing.
Kaede is going to Jesse's forgetting he doesn't have hammer. He has mitts. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have book to read ped. This is a routing error here. And Kaede skipped the lamp in King's Tomb, but is going to the Dark World the proper way. Maybe Jesse wants a magic refill for his already full magic.
And there we go.
Just realized.
Yep. Oh wow, those flips are for 2 pendant dungeons.
Oh wow. Yeah, I missed the map check there. Thank you for catching me. Which one was green? Was it the swamp or ice?
I did not catch it.
Neustria telling us in chat that it's Ice Palace. It's the green pendant swamp.
Green pendant Ice Palace. I love it.
And there is that confirmation. Skullwood's the red crystal. And both runners not going to Skullwoods. They're definitely missing out on their goods that are hiding.
Yeah, come on, Jesse. Imagine not getting the goods.
So hookshot could be a tricky item in this seed, considering hookshot locks the back of swamp, including that dungeon prize, the pendant, and a lot of Ice Palace if the key layout is not friendly. But it is required, by the game's logic to have that hookshot to cross the final bridge before Aga 2.
Yeah.
Gain his tower, so we'll see if that shows up.
Like to point out that Kaede has skipped Thieves Town, not interested in Thieves Town without the hammer. Jesse, on the other hand, still has to do this. So we'll see if Jesse decides to head into Thieves Town without that hammer as well.
Yeah, I like skipping it, especially because with mitts you can grab the smith and then go to Hype Cave and decide what you want to do. If you want to go back and turn him in.
Just go to Hype Cave, screw the smith.
Yeah, now if you don't have the smith, the return trip to Kakariko isn't as valuable, but you turn the smith in and then do thieves, maybe find the hammer along the way. So definitely there's preferences. You see some runners just say, I don't care if I have the hammer, I'm getting all my 3 or 4 items out of Thieves Town. It's a crystal, damned, but here we are.
I tend to be a person who does not care about the hammer for Thieves Town. If I occasionally last locate something in the Thieves Town big chest, I'll just lose those races and it'll be fine.
It's
Jesse
so rare
is
that
picking up a
something
smith.
shows up there.
Shovel in Hype Cave and magic powder.
See, you just turn in your shovel on your way to turn in your smith, and then you're back in VOO before you know it. But looks like Kaede's walking out, so has some designs to go to Eastern Dark World.
Yep, so we're going to take those flippers, and we're going to assume they are for something, and take a swim here over towards the pod area. We'll see if Kaede is headed into Palace of Darkness, which, again, we cannot complete without the hammer, but we can get everything else in there.
I have a feeling Kaede is thinking, I had that bow, and it led to absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
There must be something behind the bow in Palace of Darkness.
Nope,
Jesse,
deciding on the other hand to go do these super slow checks of Pyramid Ledge and Catfish.
Well, Pyramid Ledge definitely, because that's where he's running. He might skip Catfish and do a little pyramid into pod action.
First, yeah.
So avert your eyes, Tyler. You don't want to see whatever's over here.
It's okay, I'll see that 20 rupees and be totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Imagine walking over here.
Jesse has options. He can save and quit, return the frog to the blacksmith, or go to pod, and he'll still be able to go into pod. The frog will just disappear. So I kind of like having the option, Let me spend the 4 seconds to get the smith, and then if I want to turn the smith in, I can. If I choose not to, I can.
Yeah, we'll just get him later.
And we've got $110 on both sides, so pod is going to be enterable.
Pod and its 5 or 6 items or 4 or 5 items rather, are on the docket here for Kaede. Jesse also making the dubious decision to go walking over to Pyramid Ledge for the trash that will inevitably be there.
Now, we did get a bottle somewhere along the way. I didn't really notice where that was and if it has a potion or not. We have unlocked the Sick Kid check, which is in the light world, so we can't check that yet, but that will make...
It was in Village of Outcasts, and there was a fairy in there.
Okay. And by the way, we was setting up to talk about some sort of trick to use the bottle to get past the mimics, but we have the bow, so we don't
sure
need to do that trick at all.
Yeah.
But Jesse actually going all the way to catfish here. Interesting.
Yeah, committing to the Smith here, I think this makes sense. You're hoping to, you know, you can. Well, it's tough with Mitt's Dark World access. This is hard isolating pod, you know. So you are saying the hammer is not in pod if you're doing this,
or some progression that leads to the hammer.
Right? Yeah.
Pod, yeah.
The hammer is not locked by pod.
Yeah, with checking catfish, there's really nothing to take you back to this area, and we find the flute.
Oh boy! Hello.
Okay, that doesn't open anything. Oh no, it does open some stuff for us right now.
Sure does. Yeah, it gives us Mire Shed, and it gives us access to Misery Mire. We've got all three. We've got all three medallions and a sword and the boots.
Yeah, we'll see what that leads. Maybe some item that Kaede is going to find here is going to lead him to the dark world on the north side. Checks and run into that flute. But he's done Zora, so not a lot of not a lot of reason to go back to that area. And that shovel turns into a sword.
Shovel juice. We got a sword.
I think the smith is a little sad because that used to be his job to turn your sword into a better sword. And
he still might do it, honestly.
I mean, you're just doing it right in front of his face at this point. But Jesse did, I noticed, go down to start at Sank and then remembered, I have this shovel. I'm gonna start at Link's house and turn the shovel on my way to Smith. So it's really nice here with the flute. Turn this in and do this all together.
Too bad no hammer or mirror to get Magic Bat here. It's not a big deal. Dwarven Fletchers today.
Well, he said, you want one pointy thing? Here's 10 pointy things. It's just 10 times better, I think. No sword, just arrows. And then we're going to do Sick Kid on the way to flute. It's really just a very lucrative set of check here for Jesse. Very easy to combine these all.
Yeah, Kaede, by the way, here is without the King's Tomb.
Yeah, no lamp from King's Tomb. We hear the song of our people, and the duck comes out. Now we got fast travel, and there's that hammer.
Wow, vanilla hammer.
Wow, dude, can we stop having vanilla items?
We've got some fun divergence here now.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes Jesse to get back there. He might, he's got bombos. He might want to go into Ice Palace. Oh, we haven't checked Dam yet. Oh my gosh.
No.
That makes a lot more sense why neither runner went into Thieves Town without the hammer, because they had to check the dam. That's a mushroom in the dark there.
So that's two big items in vanilla spots here. The flippers on Zora and the hammer here in the pod big chest. Yeah, and that's a big, like, Jesse gets this flute, but that is a big oof. Because now Jesse is gonna have to do another Mitt's Dark World walk over to pod. Unless he beats Aga for some reason. Whereas Kaede could just walk out of here and do Catfish if he wanted.
Yeah, and that flute is required because Misery Mire is a crystal today. And Jesse wants no part of Misery Mire without the red cane. I mean, if he doesn't want to go into Misery Mire, he's going to be thinking it must be Thieves Town or Pod for him at this point. Maybe the one thing on the mountain that's a quick flute away here. And Kaede did not run across the fire rod, so it's going to be completely dark back of Palace of Darkness here, and we saw him have a little bit of trouble with Eastern rooms. We'll see if he's been practicing these rooms at all. Completely in the dark, no light source.
Does have the all 3 medallions, and those medallions can be helpful in Turtle Room. This old man has a sword, so that's a nice find there.
A nice use of the red boomerang there by Kaede to get that crystal switch to the correct position. But yeah, all 3 medallions is gonna make it a lot easier to determine where those are. I think Ether is going to be the best bet. Maybe go in there and knock all 6 of them over with the hammer, and then use Ether, because then they will light up. They will be blue. You can just see where they are.
How is Jesse going to find his way over to Pod? I mean, like, I know the ways that he can go there. Like, I'm just saying, like, when and how is Jesse going to get pushed over to Pod?
The short answer is he's going to have to make a choice. Like, he's going to, like, if he finds the Mire in somewhere, then he can, like, Mire and flute anywhere he wants.
Right.
If he doesn't find Mire, he's basically going to have to save and quit and go to ice, or he's just going to say, I'm in the dark world, I might as well run to Pod right now anyway.
All right. Jesse, our runner into Thieves Town. Gets a red rupee in the first chest. Got 4 items in here. The big key guaranteed to be in the front. It's Kaede taking down Helmsor King. There's a second red rupee in Thieves Town.
Kaede had no trouble with those dark rooms, by the way, because Helmsor King is down. That is the crystal lead right now, 2-1 for Kaede.
Yep. Very good. The hammer, not to shortchange the hammer. Hammer is very good, but it is the only thing of note in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, huge item. Wow. Like quality, not quantity in Pod today.
We got 3 red 20s and the big key in the front of Thieves Town. The big chest.
So I think the best case for Jesse is that hookshot is locked behind that hammer somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that will prevent him from dipping the mountain too much and wasting time looking for the hammer there.
Unless it is locked here in Thieves Town by the hammer. That would be very bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that he could probably pull out a Moldorm bounce tech or something like that.
That's true, but like
for the end,
Oh,
a nice use of that powder.
Yeah. All right, get a mushroom turn in from Kaede.
Yeah,
I guess that was in Pod as well.
For Kaede, the big item would be Mire to maybe say, do those North Dark World checks. You haven't even checked King's Tomb. You can combo them together, and there is that Mire.
All right.
I mean, that's a lot of Dark World access.
Sure is. Yeah.
And by the way,
he's running over to do King Tomb right now.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to get that lamp. Also isolate Graveyard Ledge quite a bit, but that's okay.
So Pod also locking Tower of Hera because you can't get there without Mire or Hammer, whether or not you have the hookshot. So Jesse is going to have to go to Pod at some point to get those 2 big items. And by the way, make an extra trip after Pod to turn in that mushroom.
Right. But with the flute, turning in the mushroom is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but when you get the hammer and you have other things you can go do like Ice Palace and stuff, do you think about it? that's the problem,
Yeah. I guess the question is like I usually, if I've got the flute, I usually try to do of course we get the small key here.
Oh yeah, of course. I guess we were a little premature on saying Pod was not too good. It was pretty good today.
We got hammer good. No, it was pretty good. All right, here is Magic Bat for Kaede.
Yeah, this is new for us, as well as Blind, if this Blind's going to have a prize or not.
All right, Jesse wants this last item here on Blind for sure.
Yeah, and I'd imagine Kaede is going to be going here very soon. A little surprised did Magic Bat before Thieves Town instead of just maybe doing the whole Smith Chain. But maybe he just wants to avoid Smith Chain entirely.
Smith Chain sucks, dude. I like...
Yeah.
And there is our 4th item on Blind, so no harm, no foul coming in here without the hammer. The one of the mapper compass is in the big chest. We got 4 items, and we are done with Thieves.
Yeah, and of note, that bottle is empty. So when
Sure
you get
is.
the mushroom, you can say, well, I'm going to go turn in this mushroom and fill up my bottle with my 533 rupees or whatever he's going to have at that time.
All right, Jesse doing purple chest here, which is not great.
Yeah, because he did turn in the smith, whereas Kaede has not started the smith chain yet.
But it is just yet another trip over here to the West Dark World without making your way in the Dark World over to Pod, unfortunately. So, you know, that flute advantage is really nice, but it is without it being able to be your access over to Pod, the benefits to it for Jesse are pretty limited at the moment. 3 bombs from purple chest, and we are fluting away.
Yeah, Kaede is still avoiding Thieves
headed
Town
into
well.
and Jesse headed into Misery Mire. Now here's Thieves Town for Kaede.
Yeah, and actually Agina, another Sphere 1 location
okay,
we haven't checked yet. Yeah, the Mire dip isn't too bad because you kind of have to go find the big key anyway.
Yeah.
Ice would feel real bad without the hammer or the cane or the hook shot. Like, I just don't think that's a great option
Yeah,
with
doesn't feel
missing
great.
all those items.
Yeah. All right, where is Jesse headed next?
I mean, we could always go into Skull Woods. It's just sitting there.
I am surprised neither of them has been into Skullwoods.
Okay, running is this Ice Palace? Just maybe a little faster than fluting to 8 from a
I
saving
think I think fluting to 8 is faster, but we are headed to Ice for
well,
no.
The thing about fluting to 8 is that
Hobo. We're going to Hobo.
Yeah, Hobo. Yeah. The thing about floating to 8 is he doesn't have the gold sword. He can't run through those pickles. He has to dodge the pickles. But we're going to Hobo anyway, so it's really faster.
What are you talking about? There are no pickles in the way.
The green.
Top of the water.
The green.
I know what they are. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to dodge nothing coming from 8. I don't know what you're talking about. Just hop in the water and swim.
Oh, it's slower to swim than to run.
Is that true? With
Yeah.
perfect swimming, I think
perfect swimming is equal to just regular walking, and running is 4 times as fast as.
Oh, all right. Well, I would imagine that there is some like that there's like some triangle stuff going on too, right? Where you save time if you can swim in
diagonal.
a more direct path. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, Jesse did avoid going into Ice and is going into Skullwoods. Here's Dark World. This is pretty much his last chance to go to Pod after this.
Yep.
Because any other time he's going to go to Pod is going to be purposely making a trip to the Dark World here as we get item number 1 of 2.
Might bail. Might just bail on Skullwoods after getting 1 item in that first chest.
This is your 3rd time going in this portal. You've avoided Skullwoods twice. I think you kind of have
true. I guess you have to full clear it.
Yeah. I mean,
situation.
It could very well be the correct decision to leave right away, but you would then have to come back a 4th time to go into Skullwoods here.
But we are probably going to be coming back here another time anyway, unless we find the fire rod.
That is true. You make a good point, Tyler. I'm with you.
Thank you.
Leave, Jesse.
Right.
Leave.
Yeah, bail. Or just get the second item there. Be done.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skull was not having goods today.
No goods today. But it was quick. At least we know very quickly that it didn't have the goods. We made two checks in there, and we're done.
So. Yeah, and it's go modable. That's
Yep.
great. We can go get our ice rod off the pedestal now. Eat it. Yeah, Ped has not been checked. We don't have the book. Ped is very much alive for probably Ice Rod is about its only thing, considering our pendants today.
And Jesse is making the play over here to Pod with a brief stopover to check Bumper Ledge out, which is another red rupee.
I missed the blind pun for a second time.
I don't remember. I definitely saw it the first time, but I don't remember.
Kaede's still on that fighter sword. And yeah, now goes blind. Great job there. The nice scripted fight. Back with that crystal lead. 3-2 now.
I would imagine Kaede is headed up the mountain at this point.
Yeah,
Got
Smith
Mire, got
Chain
Hammer,
is right
got Mitts. You
here.
can do just about everything up there.
Yeah, and you don't worry about isolating Hookshot Cave because Swamp is a pendant today, and Hookshot might just be in Ganon's Tower.
Right. Where was Jesse's Master Sword? We know we got tempered off the old man.
That was the dig spot.
Okay.
Really nice use of the mirror there. Great routing to check bumper ledge, which is very slow when you don't have the cape and sort of annoying because if something's there, you still have to go find your cape. So I was able to get that information and combo that with Kaede's first trip up the mountain. Still missing
nice
that flute.
there. Yeah, it could be a while before Kaede finds that flute, right? And Jesse is gonna find the hammer long beforehand. So now I think the question is, right, how quickly does Jesse turn in the mushroom for that mirror? You know, what does the hammer unlock for Jesse now without the mirror? It's not a ton.
Yeah, I guess Ice Palace.
I guess Ice Palace, but some of that's going to be out of logic without the hook shot.
Yeah. Oh, and as a pendant, by the way. So we don't.
Oh, and green pendant. I mean, you know what? I love me some Ice Palace.
It's making a lot more sense why Jesse dodged Ice Palace now because it's pendant.
And I mean, I don't know. Hammerless, hookless, Samarialess Ice Rod or Ice Palace is pretty monka. So. Yeah.
I think Jesse's saying Kaede definitely did go to ice. Maybe he went to pod. Maybe
there's our Ice Rod in the Hera basement cage. So no Ice Rod hunt today.
I do like to see that in not a trolley location. It's always sad to see like a Ice Rod hunt determine a race.
Yes, I agree.
These two runners are clearly very good. They were like, step for step through most of Escape and all that. So they're clearly are. This is a good race based on routing choices, not who went to the right pendant to find Ice Rod at this point.
Right. All right, Kaede gonna be the first person. Oh, there's our Fire Rod sitting on floating island, so that is free. And suddenly, we are Kane from no mode.
Very nice. And if you didn't know, this is a best of 3 series. So this is game 1. Both these runners, despite what happens here today, are going to have another game, I think, on Wednesday around the same time. And then if they need a game 3, we'll see when that is. And of course, we have all 3 medallions, but interesting to note that the Bombos tablet Bombos medallion is needed to get into Turtle Rock today. And it'll be go mode Turtle Rock, because as you said, we need that red cane for go mode. Well, that'll be no mode for us, because Kaede still needs one piece of the puzzle in the flute. So might not get a go mode Turtle Rock if Samaria does show up here.
Yeah, I mean, suddenly this is, we got to find the cane, obviously, but the story here, there's tempered for Kaede, so our runner's probably going to have gold sword here today. The question is going to become, right, when does Jesse get the mirror, as long as Kane's along the path here, like, does Jesse get the mirror before getting, before Kaede goes to Catfish and get the flute? And, like, with that flute, I think that mushroom turn-in right there is way easier to just shove in somewhere, and way more likely that you'll be able to just do it, whenever, than a trip up to Catfish for Kaede.
Yeah, it's kind of also unfortunate for Kaede that the Mire was on the mushroom, because if Kaede had the Mire, I would have to think he'd maybe do Dark World, the north part, into that mushroom turn in. You know, with the Mire in hand, you can combo like mushroom and catfish and all that together. But with the Mire being where it was, it's not.
Yeah,
it was not even possible.
Can't do that. Mire's there on the potion shop, so.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a little bit unfortunate. We'll see if the Mire does get him to catfish via that graveyard ledge. Maybe a Pyramid Fairy turn in if our red crystals are obtainable.
Our other red crystal, we had Eastern and Skull for our red crystals, so it is attainable now for Kaede.
Yeah, with that Fire Rod.
I would say Kaede is way ahead on checks, but I think I'd rather be Jesse in this situation. Like, amazingly, like, being the second runner by a good 10 minutes to a vanilla hammer in pod, right? It's kind of wild that you might think, this person's in the better position in this race, but that flute on catfish is just so isolated for Kaede. I have no idea when he's going to get there.
Yeah, and did he do Hera when he was up there?
He did the first 2 checks, and the big key's in the basement. We got something real, the ice rod out of the basement cage, and then the small key out of the first chest, and so he bailed. Is going to try to put it off until the end with the hook shot.
Yeah, and that hook shot might not even show up at all. So
right,
he got an item. You're saying
he did get one item. Yeah, the ice rod was in there. Got an item in the small key.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like it because if Samaria's there, then you'll just go up there and get Samaria anyway.
Now, Kaede here, I think, is going to lose some time in Skull Woods. At least going to do a bridge chest check here that Jesse will not do. Because Jesse has already gotten both items out of here. And one of them's in the front, so...
Yeah, he does have the Mire, so it's not...
it's not a huge amount of time loss.
I think everybody would definitely do it, though.
Yeah.
Do that bridge before Moth.
For sure.
Maybe when you get this item, you say, Moth has a very high chance of having an item.
That's true.
Not have a small key, so maybe do it first and just eat the door transition again.
Right.
For if you have to go back for bridge chest.
And Jesse turning in that mushroom right away. This is excellent for him.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot left, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and wants to fill up his bottle, probably? Question mark? Yeah. Get a little kiss from the potion shop lady. And it's got to be right up the mountain. Oh, there's that big key. So we know that doesn't lead to anything. Kaede does not know that yet.
Yeah, and Kaede could check that too, even though... I guess a lot of people do that first, the map chest before the big chest, but you see some people do that big chest bomb jump before doing.
It's kind of like personal preference, I guess.
Yeah.
And a really nice mummy's room, a couple rooms ago for Kaede there. Gets the small key. We don't have any small keys yet, so needed to get that. No small keys from chests is what I mean. There's a couple of free ones sitting under pots. Oh wow, great!
Yeah, blink and you miss it.
Got that first dash.
That's about as good as that can go. Can our runners hover?
Oh, we got a Mire, not a basement from Radical Sniper on the left there.
Yeah, both of them hoping for the hook shot before doing that.
Yeah, and you're looking for more items, so why not go find your items and then, hook shots along the way, I don't have to go into the basement. yada yada
Right.
yada. It saves time.
Jesse can hover, I think, but is not super consistent at it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen Jesse hover at all. At least not consistently.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. He might.
Yeah.
He might not. Yeah.
I feel like he does the bomb jump for
He
the
could bounce.
Moldorm.
Yeah.
Moldorm bounce. We did see Kaede try and hover and got maybe a tile or two in Hookshot Cave earlier when he was up on the mountain, and so did not get any of those chests in Hookshot. And I think one attempt is the correct choice in this seed with a Pendant Swamp.
I would agree. Jesse about to get his gold sword.
So do you believe in the power of vanilla? We had vanilla flippers. We had vanilla hammer. Are we gonna get vanilla Samaria today?
I'm a little surprised. That might be my next stop if I'm Jesse. I'm a big Mire believer. Usually more so in keys modes than in Kaz boots, but believe in Juice Town. Get that vanilla or French vanilla cane. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, and like I was saying, you got to go find the big key. Like, why not just go find your Samaria in there as well instead of last locating it and then also having to find the big key?
Here's a big moment on Kaede's side. Is he going to take this to Catfish? Going back into the Dark World. And looks like, yes, this is very big for Kaede. We'll get that flute. And both of our runners will be just one item from Go mode. Well, I guess two technically with that hook shot. And we'll see where everybody's hovering and Moldor bounce tech is. But hook shot's just in GT. We'll find it.
Yeah, or it's in the Swamp Big Chest.
Could be.
Yeah, going to be very happy to see that. Sets up the quick warp. Probably thinking about going to ice next, and then use a little portal here in the light world. Not even thinking about going to ice.
The Catfish select buffer.
It's
we do discognition. We have the fire rod. It is on floating island. Kaede already has it, and Jesse has seen it and will get it here shortly. So
yeah, Jesse delayed. Both of these runners actually delayed going into Hookshot Cave, hoping for the hookshot first, and then just say, "Well, I'm going to go get the Hookshot Cave and fire rod at the end of this route." And I think Spike Cave was skipped, and then of course Kaede did not complete Hera, so there's an item in Hera as well as the crystal one.
Yeah, and that item is in Logic. We have the big key, or we have the small key. We have the fire source, so the big key's there in the basement. Give this one attempt at least.
Okay, getting a little running start there. Yeah, that was a lot of movement, I thought. So
yeah,
I don't know how to hover, but I know how to not hover, and if you ever seen I've attempted it a few times, and it looked almost exactly like that. Not to rag on Jesse because he's very good, and props for trying to both of them, honestly.
All right, Kaede doing.
You gotta try, right?
Big bomb here.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, this was the one thing I thought would take Kaede to Catfish, but here we are doing it after getting flute. So he didn't even check. I don't know if he's even turned in the flute yet, and
he did.
He did, and then we're not checking Mire yet. We're just
are not.
Pyramid.
Yeah, we did turn in the flute before coming over here. Turned it in, then flute.
I was just enthralled by the hovering attempt. Is how I got confused. But we're doing Mire Basement. That's going to be the big key, so don't need to watch over there. Just come back in about 30 seconds on that side, and we're going to get some new checks here. 2 checks in the big bomb.
Now, Jesse not getting the coffee break. Gonna have to do this manually. Not really a big deal, but... All right, Pyramid Fairy with a big heart. And there's the hook shot. All right.
Oh, that is super spicy. Where do you go? Do you go back up the mountain for your hookshot cave? Do you go into Pendant Swamp?
I might go into Pendant Swamp. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you go to Pendant Ice Palace? Because now logically you can get to the right side. Do you just go into Crystal Misery Mire? Maybe that's the
Actually,
right
you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. I think you go into Crystal Misery Mire here and hope that you get Vanilla Cane.
Yeah, and then I think your next stop is Hera into
Hookshot Cave,
or vice versa, depending on how you're feeling. Very, very interesting there, and we know it's nothing over here in Mire Shed. We've been there on Jesse's side.
We did not see, however, anything in Desert or Checkerboard Cave, because Jesse came over here without the mirror, so it's another possibility for Arcane.
Right.
He's going to
go
into that bottle with the fairy.
I'm going to go to Desert first before Mire. It's not that big of a time investment. It's like what, 2 minutes, and maybe Kane's here, and you single dip there. So I like it. Nice bomb set up there, and the big chest does hold that second item. It is not the item we're looking for, but if Kaede skips that, it's going to feel a little weird. Going up there with the Harapot technique with the hook shot.
We saw one item on the torch, piece of heart here in Desert. There's our big key, which is going to lead to a small key. And I think it would have been faster to just run there, but we mirrored. That's fine. There's crystal number 4 for Jesse. Briefly tying up the crystal count.
Yeah, so Jesse is not going to go to Skull Woods until he wants to beat it, or maybe possibly combo it with a Ped check. I guess Pedestal is an option for
sure is today. Yeah, sure is.
Ice Palace key logic pending.
Right. Jesse going to show a Spike Cave here. This is a new check. Kaede did not do this well up the mountain. There's our other item from Deserts.
Yeah, Jesse being very thorough. I think Kaede's been thorough as well, just hasn't had maybe exactly the same equipment in some areas. And did choose to skip Hera and Spike Cave. And that is a red item, but it's just a heart container today.
Where is this Cane of Samaria? Could it be in the Ice Palace Big Key chest? Places
or Checkerboard right here.
No, or Vanilla in Misery Mire.
I like that you're bringing up hype for items that are or item locations, chests that are minutes away from being checked instead of the one that he's about to go into.
Well,
Yeah, it could be anywhere. I was saying it could be on pedestal too. So using that fire to get into Mire.
And Jesse's doing Skull Woods here. Giving himself some time to think.
Yeah, Jesse, I don't think believes in pedestal as much as maybe some of our viewers today. So he doesn't mind coming here without the book. Does have the mirror, could check Ped if he had the book right after beating Skull Woods, but I think he's just assuming it's not Ped because it so rarely is, to be honest.
So we switch to Kaede's audio here. Bring back Advance Wars.
Oh yeah. Early big key. It's a God Mire, but maybe it's
you hate to see it. Oh God, Mire.
I mean, if it's just the red cane here, then it is truly a God Mire. So let's see, 3, 2, 1. It's a small key. Yeah, so we could still have 2 items in the front here, but the highly likely at this point, or not highly likely, but the chances are better that Vitreous does have an item, so it might only be a 1-item front of Mire as we get another nice moth kill with Gold Sword there on Jesse's side. Bringing that crystal count up to 5 now. So actually taking the crystal lead here because Kaede did skip out on Tower of Hera. So it's going to be very quick for Kaede, especially if it's in go mode. Another small key. Oh, what a great rail clip there. That was so fast. And we do have the big key. Going to check stupid chest first. I'm sorry, map chest first. That is an item. Piece of heart. Might have been counting keys. Does not want to do cutscene chest today. So we got 1 item. We did get the big key.
But no juice in Mire today, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. One item only found in the front. And back up for Hera is going Kaede. Probably also going to combo hookshot cape after this. As we're getting an old check for us, new check for Jesse. Hammer pegs. And we have hit that hour mark. So if you didn't know, Schedule Boots Tournament, this is the quarterfinals. Best of 3 series, game 1 between RadicalSniper99 and Kaede Rukawa. Really good runners here. I mean, really good is underselling it, I think. Great runners in their own right. And, you know, proving that by making it through the field of 196 or whatever the Casual Boots was today, or this year.
Oof. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, maybe it was 160 something. I'm not exactly sure. We had many groups of 4, whittled down to the top 2 in each group. And then we had a field of 64 plus, I think, about 10 or 15 playing games with some more people. So getting down to the final 4 here. And
yep.
Jesse is going into the portal. Is this a Pyramid Fairy or is this a Swamp Palace play?
I would have to think this is Pyramid Fairy first. I feel like going into Hookless Swamp before Pyramid Fairy, like Pendant Hookless Swamp looking for a hookshot is a little clowny. And yeah, Jesse is headed up here to Pyramid Fairy first. The correct move.
I mean, you don't want to beat the Pyramid. You don't want to beat Swamp. You want to get your red cane out of the first chest and then leave. But I guess don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Getting that OK boomerang strat for you.
Let's go. I'm going to do that on every boss now.
So no second item for Kaede. Does Kaede go back in for the big key and then go back up?
No.
Yeah,
I think so. Even if you think about you're gonna do the basement for the big key and get that item, I might do Hookshot Cave first, no matter what.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
Yeah, and then come back and combo the big chest with Spike Cave if it's not in Hookshot Cave here.
How did Kaede get through those dead rocks? He was stuck. Just did some dashes and
I think they were just
cool.
I think he wasn't stuck. I think it just looked like he was stuck and he was able to maneuver his way through there. There's a hook shot for Jesse.
Okay, if he goes right up to Hookshot Cave right now, we're basically, I mean, it's a race.
So it's a mountain climb, yeah. And we are fluting to Mire, so this is unfortunate for Jesse. Not Hookshot Cave. Any Swampers in chat? At Swamp Palace?
Yeah, I think our tracker, Lady Lorelinda, earlier said in chat it could be K45. That seems to be isolated for us. And then there's Swamp and Ice, which we have not touched. And I do not think there are any other overworld locations that it could be.
I don't think so. I think we have seen, with the exception of K45, I think we have seen everything else.
I guess I'm surprised that neither runner did K45 right before they did Pyramid Fairy. Maybe just thinking it's an newer sphere of logic and wanting to push the newer
red crystals. Yeah. All right, where is Kaede going? Unfortunately, I think Jesse needed to dodge Mire this Mire dip here. But if it's in swamp and Jesse goes to swamp before ice, that seems possible. Or you know, it's got more items at least. There are reasons why you might do that. That might be Jesse's big out here.
Yeah, swamp is not the green pendant, so
Yeah, that's
swamp
true.
is what, 6 items, and ice
6.
is 3 plus 1.
3 plus 1, yeah.
So this is actually I call it the lower density dungeon. However, I think you get the checks without the red cane though. They're not as quick, but I think you get more checks quicker in ice in the first like 3 places that you can get items.
Agreed. Yeah, the swamp is a bigger dungeon for sure. Takes more time to get through.
Although it is not as slow with the newly legalized Specky clip, which was first allowed in this tournament a few months ago.
Saves you about 20 seconds.
It's still slow though.
It's and more to the point, and more to your point, right? The checks are more spread out in swamp, particularly in the beginning of the dungeon, right? You know, the
nice
first 6 checks there are the first 6 checks in swamp are pretty far apart from one another. There's a lot of walking in between them. So
yeah. That being said, the vanilla part of swamp or ice here is kind of slow as well, I would say.
That's true.
Make sure that blue crystal switch is blue, matches the floor there before doing bomb jump. Anticipating beating the boss here.
A little bit too high, I think.
Yeah, actually going down from that highest pixel before setting the bomb.
Usually stick that on the highest pixel.
Yeah, there's a new tech I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Also,
new Ice Palace bomb jump tech, incredible.
What is this, 2018? Although we did not get a small key, so we're going to have to do freezer chest or maybe hookshot side. Also of note, Kaede did not check the cutscene. I'm not actually sure if it could be a key. You know, Mr. Mire is a little weird sometimes. Vitreous can always have the small key. Not always.
Jesse is going to go back for said cutscene chest. So Kaede skipped it?
Yeah, I think it has a high likelihood of being the key, although it is on the left side. So we're just gonna wait and find out before I.
Kaede just. I was gonna say I don't like this route by Kaede, honestly. This way through.
Did he mess up the bomb jump or something to go to?
I don't know. I thought he fell down intentionally.
Okay.
But maybe he just messed up the bomb jump. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, this is rushing. An accessible check instead of the hookshot lock checks. Like this is just actually available to you with only the fire rod or bombos to get through. Oh, and it's red, but it's not the red cane for Jesse. Okay, now we get a key to go to hookshot side. So eventually, I guess we never checked big chest either, huh?
Yeah, because we don't have the big key. It's over here on the right side. I just don't. I think you want to maximize the number of checks that you do before the big key, the big chest, and iced tea.
Yeah. Right side has 3 chests, even though they're in 3 different rooms. It's 3 checks instead of all this. Maybe Kane has a less chance of being there or something, but Jesse
but it doesn't,
going to swamp.
Right? We've got the hook shot. All right. Well, this is the big moment in the race, right? We've got 2 items in ice already. Just looking for a third one plus the green pendant, but we got 6 items potentially in swamp, but we got the hook shot, so 6 items in swamp.
Yeah, and Kaede checking that spike chest first, because if it's his go mode, he's just done. He doesn't have to open these 2 chests before going back. Oh, silvers. That's
okay.
Important to note.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Okay, not checking big key chests. Does that just have to be?
We've already got all 3 items.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
The question is it a key, or is there a key in the big chest? I might open them just to avoid beating the boss, because if a key is on the boss here in Ice Palace, you can logically tell 100% that the pain is not behind that because
that is a good point, and I'm not
you
sure.
need the cane to beat the boss in that scenario.
Kaede is gonna YOLO it. It being the green pendant, right? Like maybe a reason to just go ahead and do the boss rather than check those chests, right? Because, you know, even if you see that it's a key, you can ignore it, right?
Right, yes. If the key drops, you know that you logically had Samaria before you beat the boss, and the green pendant can't lead to the cane.
Can't lead to cane, yeah.
So the way to tell that without getting the sketchy boss fight is to just open all the chests, but it also is slower.
Yeah, with Fire Rod and Tempered Sword and Bombos for Cold Stare, this is a pretty easy fight. Down he goes for Kaede. And it is a map here, so we will be checking that green pendant.
And then Jesse got the second chest eventually there. So I guess 2 chests are faster than we maybe thought in Swamp. Going right for the back, putting that hookshot to use. So yeah, not a key. Green pendant could lead to Samaria. Pedestal could lead to Samaria still. And if Jesse finds it, he's going to be down the silvers, which I think he's got a big enough lead that that's really not going to matter.
Yeah, silvers save time certainly on the Ganon fight, but not as much as you might think. With Gold Sword and Tempered Sword, we're basically even. Well, I guess like he'll lose a little bit of time on Vidi, but not a ton.
And he did get half magic, so there's a tick in his corner. Half magic with all these bottles we have is not
just 3 bombs from the green pendant. So Ice Palace, not the answer.
Oh man, where's it gonna be?
Where is exciting. It?
Oh, by the way, these runners have done what 6 or I guess 5 crystals and gone into Misery Mire, so 5.5 crystals, and it's only 110. Like they have just been blazing through the seed despite kind of late progression and all that. Like they're still just kicking butt.
Big moment here about how Kaede decides to route Swamp Palace.
Yeah, if it's here, Kaede is behind. If it's on left side Swamp, Kaede might go there first.
Yeah. Which I would still say he would be. Oh no, there it is on Argus at 1:11:16. RadicalSniper99 Jesse is our first runner into go mode, and we are.
Wow. And he didn't even wait through the long pendant cutscene. He just save and quit, started on the mountain, is going to flute right to Mire. Some slashes of disapproval for what the seed has given him today.
This has been a fun race. We've been back and forth a couple of times.
Absolutely. Now, both runners have the big key from Mire, so they both need to just run there. They have to go through GT, which can... the routing is not too different sometimes. It can't be that interesting, but there's you know, hard-hitting enemies in there, and then there's of course the GT big key and climbing the gauntlet. So we're not out of the woods yet as far as deciding this race. We have quite a bit to go.
Pretty nice Mire 2 there for Jesse. Kaede with the stutter step on Specky Clip. One smooth motion back, people. There you go.
It looks like he heard you. He did one small one small step for man right through there. One smooth step.
One smooth step for man.
Yeah. You want to make sure your bomb is all the way to the bottom and right, and you want to make sure you move all the way to that rail. I don't know exactly what it is. It sets up the camera in a certain way.
It's a sub-pixel thing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. So don't, I mean, you've got all the time in the world because you have to wait for that bomb. So don't go halfway. Make sure you go all the way to the rail and then just back into that. Do a little booty blast into the rail there, and then use your hookshot to hit that statue. And we're seeing another bomb diver down, since we do not have Samaria. And very nice spooky action at a distance setup. Gets those pegs down, and there, get that little pause there on the game. That is the other crystal switching over.
It's my favorite named glitch in all of Zelda, spooky action at a distance. How many speedrunning communities can say that they have a glitch that is named as a reference to a quote from Albert Einstein?
Well, at least one. I don't know of any other ones, but yeah, I'm sure Albert is smiling down on us with his spooky action at a distance glitch in Misery Mire as Jesse gets the 6th crystal. Those silvers are going to one-shot Arcus here. If we can get one shot in, and there we go. And yeah, we'll see the probably quick save and quit here. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and that is go mode at 1:14:25 for Kaede Rukawa.
So about 3 minutes?
Yeah,
was the,
about 3 minutes.
1:11 something? Yeah, those silvers are going to make Vitreous a little faster as well. So, you know, going to hopefully make some time back on this lead here that Jesse has accumulated here by picking the right pendant dungeon, first Cane of Samaria.
Yep.
I mean, he also had the flute earlier, so a little bit more of an advantage. Kaede had the Mire earlier, but it wasn't really that helpful without the flute.
No. And here we are in a go mode TR, such as it is.
Don't worry, we still have to open up like all 12 chests or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Why are we going left first? With the Mire and quick swap, it is faster to go right first and do the fire rod chests first, I believe.
NMG brain or something. Although you never come and get the compass in NMG.
Yeah, you don't go into that thing in NMG.
I think he's trying to get some ore action, get some rowing, make that platform go faster. Don't know if that helps or not.
That'd be really funny if it did. If slashing your sword made platforms go faster, like it can help you move on ice.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. I don't know. Maybe he forgot he has the Mire. We get specky action. Excuse me, spooky action at a distance.
Action at a distance.
On Kaede's side. Yeah, but nice job on those orders and knowing to set that up and saving their like 10 seconds or whatever it is in Misery Mire. And yeah, just super quick. Vitreous. Yeah, that's as fast as you can do it there. Okay, no more small keys. Have we gotten the big key yet on Jesse's side?
Well, this Final Fantasy VII banger in Jesse's MSU here. Oh, the roller room had BK. Thank you.
Thank you, PTG Mock.
And Tharkus.
Oh, yes. I only look at one line of text at a time. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been a great race. Hope you're having a great time. I know I had a great time with Tyler Salt here. Always a great time with Tyler in chat.
Absolutely. Make sure you give our runners a follow. Dapper and myself and Lady Laura Linda, if you are so inclined.
Oh, that is like the opposite of the best RNG for, and he doesn't have the fire rod out, so he couldn't hit those pokies. Yeah, there's.
Alas.
You want them both to go up to you, not down and
down
away. I guess they both did go towards the center of the room, but so it could have been a lot worse. But got our key, got our red boomerang. Hello.
Let's
And,
go.
oh, not a
Nice
key.
tape. So we are going to have to do some laser bridging.
Oh, Kaede also going the correct way as Tyler points out.
That's good.
Do you quick swap to the hookshot at the end of this lighting this fourth torch, or do you
honestly, I do quick swap and just go for the third thing.
Menuing seems so slow, but it's probably as faster to menu.
Well, because if you menu, then you have the chance to hook onto the closer torch or hook onto the torch sooner. You know?
So the falling is less distance.
Yeah. Or happens sooner at least. So I think that the menu is faster.
Oh no, the big key is in the small key is in the big chest.
It's in the big chest. Oh, this is no good. All right.
So
is that a 3%er?
Yeah, in 3% of the seeds when you get the big key before the lava chest.
Yeah.
The small key, if the small key is in lava chest and in the big chest, that's that 3% we're talking about. So that actually happened, and it sucks even worse because there's no good way to like mirror back there quickly, and then you still have to run through this part.
Well, I think the thing to do, honestly, is to open the safety door, right?
No, because you still have to leave and get the. You still have to leave and go to the big chest.
Yeah, so you open the safety door, you leave, you come back in, you go and get the. Oh, you have to. Oh, yes, you have to leave.
You have to leave the dungeon here to go
get to the big chest, right? Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I think your teammate Timp used to always open the big chest anyway, just so he wouldn't get 3%.
I think that's I probably will just go and do the and just like live and die by that 3%. Honestly,
yeah, I don't know if it's 3% of seeds where you get the big key, or if it's just 3% of seeds overall. Because I feel like
it's 3% of seeds overall, I believe.
Okay, yeah, well then it's even less, because if the big key is like in the vanilla room, I'm definitely opening the big chest anyway because I've spent that pokey key.
Right.
But Kaede is doing the same thing.
The same thing,
so
yeah.
No
like that's the thing is that when you hit, if you hit these 3% seeds, right, the chances are overwhelmingly that it is going to screw both runners. You know,
right.
Like almost everybody is going to take that gamble. It's because it's a great gamble to take, you know. And if you get screwed, you get screwed, right? If you lose to somebody who checked the big chest no matter what, then you know, if you lose to somebody who made a suboptimal play, like, so be it. You know, you want to do the best thing, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, you say I'll beat them the other 99 times or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, the only reason you don't see it happen that often is because you don't always get go mode Turtle Rock, and some.
Right.
You know, if Kaede came in here looking for flute, I could see Kaede not running into that because they would be opening all the chests anyway. Meanwhile, we're looking for one cycle. Trinex here. Gold sword makes this really easy. Oh, we did just miss it.
Yeah, so we will get just missed the 0 cycle. The 0 cycle is still tight with gold sword, but it is possible. A good phase 2 there. Jesse's going to be our first runner into Ganon's Tower. What do you think this key is going to be?
Okay, so Kaede is going out for some reason. Are they just going to run through? Maybe just misremembering what you're supposed to do, because it comes up so rarely. And you asked a question about GT Big Key. It's going to be 1 through 22 somewhere. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to guess 7. Why not? It's a lucky number.
I'll say 9, because that's where I like it to be.
So there's no way if you are on Laser Bridge and you get 3% of you that mirroring to the front of the dungeon is faster than going to the back.
No.
You still have to go through half the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure someone would have figured out if it was faster, and we'd all be doing that just blindly without knowing why. But you always see people run back. It is the sort of the interesting school of thought to, like, oh, let me get that safety door, like you were saying, and then you just realize, oh yeah, I'm leaving the dungeon and re-entering from the overworld into a different place. But here we are in GT. And we are going right first. Checks number 1 and 2 in Hope Room.
More like Dope Room.
Small key, and is it big key? No, it's not. Not the
Yeah.
true hope.
So we have a hope option from Jesse.
Yeah, choosing to use that key to go right.